welcome back. Um, Yesterday I did a video about Donald Trump and an event which I expect to happen to him on the 13th, which is Palm Sunday. From that event, I do believe that World War III is going to kick off, if not at some point slightly before that. But anyway, on the screen you'll see I have the calendar that I posted yesterday with the Gregorian, the Julian, and the lunar calendars and how they all relate to one another. And a lot of these videos that we see produced by the enemy, they use certain codes and numbers and things like that. So with this chart that I put together, we can see the relationship between, you know, March 17th lunar right here, which March 17th for us in America is St. Patrick's Day. So we call it Green Day. But the lunar date for March 17th falls on Monday the 14th, Gregorian calendar that we use. And the same thing here with the Julian calendar. The Julian calendar, today is the 11th, so today is the 29th day of the Julian calendar. So going forward, this is a little cheat sheet. I'm going to be talking about these 2 days specifically. Palm Sunday the 13th, which happens to be the 75th day of the year. It's also Nissan 15, 115 code, and there is lots of programming related to Donald Trump in regards to 115. And then Monday, the Gregorian 14th, which is Green Day, lunar. It's Nissan 16, 116 code. So whenever we see 323, I believe what they're showing us there, it's a very clever way of hiding 3 plus 3 is 6, and then 2 split into 1 gives us 116, which is Nissan 16. So I think that's what 323 means, which is in many places an iPad goat, and we're going to touch on that and touch on a few other things. But this video specifically is about what happens after the event with DT and how New York is attacked. I believe it's probably the entire East Coast. I believe it's with submarines and many other things. And we're just going to look at some stuff really quick so you can see how in predictive programming they show the destruction of America and New York. So this is Wendy Williams. That was on a Halloween episode of the Wendy Williams show a couple years back. So we've got that. We've got The Simpsons. This is Manhattan Underwater. I don't know what episode that's from, but that's what that's showing you right there. We have The Day After Tomorrow, another mega tsunami hitting New York City. We have St. John the Divine. It's a cathedral in New York City, and they have something called pillars. It's a Masonic church, and they have pillars. There's one pillar that shows the Antichrist being birthed. There's another pillar of the Golden Gate Bridge falling down from an earthquake, and then this one showing New York City overtaken by giant waves here. They've been doing this stuff for years. Here's another one. I think this is The Day After Tomorrow. This is in, I believe, Brooklyn, New York City. This is just some billboard that they had up for a while that was in the news. And then at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, you have right here, you see New York City and this Big Apple here. New York's called the Big Apple, but this looks like an explosion. And you can see all the buildings in the background on fire. Buildings getting pushed forward and knocked down. And there's a whole bunch of pictures. They do this every year on Thanksgiving, and no one really seems to notice or talk about it. But I've noticed, and I wanted to post that on here too. So we've got all that stuff. And then we've also got this Economist cover. And what it has on here, which is interesting. I don't know how to do this so good. Okay. 113, which is today, Nissan 13. And in two more days, it'll be Nissan 15. Now, do I know that something's going to happen on either of these days? Absolutely not. There's no way I can know. But I'm just showing what the enemy's showing, and we're going to go through some of it right now. Okay, so here's a scene in iPet Goat right here, the Psalm 23 scene, and you can see here there's a 3, half of a 3 at least, and then the lightning bolts come down, and then you got your 23 for 323, and that, like I was saying, I believe is Nissan 16. So we're going to look at this, and I'm going to show you some still pictures after we go through iPet Goat a little bit. So we're going to get that started here. Okay. So I think we need to get, just move down a little bit. Okay. Let's stop here. Okay. I want to show you a couple things here. So he's pointing around the classroom. Now he's pointing up at the shark. So this is signifying attack. So yesterday in the DT video, I showed what's hidden in this chalkboard and an attack on this character here. But in another layer, we're pointing at these sharks, or the shark here. He's pointing at that, and he's also pointing at the east coast of America. And he's looking right at New York City, if you can see that. So once he does that, he does a couple of moves, and I think what he just showed you right there is something going off, an explosion possibly underwater, which is what I think it is. He's looking back in horror as he moves his hands. Watch his hands. He pushes it. It's like a tsunami going towards the east coast. I think that's what it's showing. And again, they show Donald Trump here in the background, because I think this follows that. Once this tsunami attacks and DT is out of the picture, this is the man who rises to power with the graduation cap on. That's going to be your AC figure. Okay, so we're going to keep going. And then we'll see what happens once we get outside the classroom. So I'm going to forward this a little bit. There's nothing here for us. Okay. In the snow, we have a W and a big U. W is the 23rd letter, and U is the 21st letter. So you got 2, 3, and 2, 1. So there's your 3, 2, 3 right there. Okay? Like I showed you on the Psalm 23 with the 3, 2, 3 there. There's another 3, 2, 3 here. Something we also missed is in the classroom. Stop. Oh, sorry, guys. Not my, I'm not an expert. Okay. Here, you see a Poseidon trident. And that's what they're going to use. These Russian subs, the Akula class, which are called sharks, the subs, they're going to tsunami the coastlines. So there's your 3, 2, 3 there. Now we're going to stop here. Okay. This is a shark's head right here. Can you see it? So these are gigantic waves that are going to come over the cities. So here's a couple of still shots that I have for you. Okay. So this right here is a submarine parked right off the coast. This is a shark. In the water here, as the scene pulls away, there are sharks everywhere. So there's subs all over the place along the coastlines. This is a rabbit for the upcoming Passover season. So we'll move on from there. Here's another one. There's the shark I was talking about. There's the eye. Here's the mouth opened. And then we'll show you. And that's a better picture of the sub right here. And it looks like a shark. So that's related to the shark on the chalkboard. Okay, here's a better picture. Now you can really see the shark. And these are just mega tsunami waves coming over the city. Okay. So what else do I have for you? Okay, we're going to move on to another scene. Let's keep going. Okay. Here Here's a shark with the tail. Here's another shark. Here's a shark. This scene with Bin Laden here, he raises his hands, and now you can see we're past the blood moon eclipse. We're past the solar eclipse. This is a big scene right here. Okay. One more thing. Sorry, guys. But up here, there's a 3 and a 1. And 3-1. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so the 31st is Palm Sunday on the Julian calendar. So that might be the night everything starts. You know, DT taken out. He's raising his hands. He's got the missiles behind him, and war's about to start. Okay, this scene right here. This is a big scene. Okay, so in this scene, we have New York, when the lightning flashes up here. You can see it again. All right, it goes so fast, but anyway, there it is. You can see NY in the background there. And then up here, you have some information. I'm going to show you clips, but 3, 2, 3. And over here, you have a 7, 5. So we'll get rid of this. And then your 75th day. And 3, 2, 3. I believe it's Sunday night going into Monday is when all this stuff happens. So you see your lightning bolt there. Your 75th day. And then we've got some other stuff. Let's see. Okay, in the oil there is, I don't know where my screenshot is for that, but anyway, in the oil there's a 3, 2, 1, and what I believe that means is I believe it's Palm Sunday again, another 3. Well, I'm not sure on that one, so let's skip that one. I apologize, guys. I thought it was 3, 3, and that's the 12th Passover. But we'll continue. Now this scene is huge. Okay, so here we have the Statue of Liberty, and this is a giant tsunami wave. Here we have a dog's head. Sirius, the dog star, is above us right now for the next, I think, month. And I put a picture of Pluto so you can kind of see the similarity here. So you can see the dog's head there. And then also here you have a rabbit. These are the two back legs here. His tail's up here. He's leaning, forward. And here's his front paw. Here's his ear. Here's his nose. And back here you have 3, 2, 3, which is Nissan 16, like I was saying earlier. So we've got that there. Yep, pointing those things out right there. You got your 3, 2, 3 in the clouds, like I was saying earlier. And then 3, 2, 3 in the clouds, and another picture. Okay, let me continue. Okay, so I wanted to show you this. Okay, when the lightning goes off in the back up here, I think the black here represents the Manhattan skyline. And here we see another bunny for Passover and an explosion in the water, and that creates this huge tsunami that goes over the city. And that's what I think this is showing you here. Let's get rid of this. I don't need this anymore. Make this bigger. Okay, so the wave's approaching, and I think what that is the tsunami overtaking the statue. And when you see the light go out, I think that's the rapture moment. I think that's when light is taken from the earth. Okay, and then you're going to see some of this, and I'm going to skip through some of this. If you play this in slow motion here, by the way, this kid that's laying here, if you read his lips, he says Abraham, like the Abraham Lincoln. And I did community posts about the Abraham Lincoln, which I think is a big part of all of this taking place. And it's going to take place at the same time. Here's another Illuminati card game card. So that might have some information on it. I didn't really look too hard at that, but I just wanted to show it to you really quick. Let me bring this back a little bit. Okay, let me see where I'm at here. Okay. Then you're going to see an attack here. So markets plunge. It looks like there might have been like a hack, or the Wall Street was frozen for some certain reason. So we're going to keep an eye. Here you go. 3 ships, 1 bomb, 5 missiles. So what this is here is a submarine coming out of the water and launching missiles at a city. In the back here, right here, you can see an aircraft carrier sinking. So this is also a face. This is a nose, this is a chin, this is the head, this is the back of the head is a head wound. Okay? And then back here it looks like California's on fire. That reminds me of a California Golden Gate Bridge type thing. Okay, so there's a retaliation going on here. And it looks like a mosque has been hit as well. So it's a triple layered scene. So we're going to move forward. We have this scene here. This is the aircraft carrier I was pointing out. This is a football. This arm is part of the football trophy. And this is the Super Bowl trophy. And Super Bowl's known for Sunday. So I think what this is showing us is this lady's palm and a nuke related to Sunday. So Palm Sunday, we may see the Canary Islands get nuked. La Palma. And that'll create the tsunami that hits the East Coast. And let's move on a little bit more. There's just one more scene I wanted to show you about New York. Frozen stock market. And something big happens. This, I believe, is our rapture sequence. When the boy goes up. I think this is our pink moon right here. And we got one more scene I want to show you. And this scene right here. And it's funny, like in these crumbles here, a year and a half ago, these crumbles make the Queen of England's face. When she passed away, you can see it in the crumbles. But in the background, this is important. There's lots of information here. All right, so I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to grab these pictures here. Where are they? Okay. Okay. So this is what we see here. This is the Freedom Tower in New York City. This is a gigantic tsunami wave smashing into the city. I'm going to show you something better than that. Sorry. Okay. In the wave, there's a CL for your 7-3. And then there's an NY for New York. So we know it's New York that's getting hit. And here we have a U. We have the S. And an A. And on the bottom here, there's a 6 hiding behind 11, which is Nissan 16 116, and it's also April 14th, which is this coming Monday. So I can show you these side by side if you want to have a better look, and you can see the USA, the NY here, the CL there. So that's all in there. Hey, I'm sorry this video didn't go as smooth as the first one did, but this is definitely not something that I ever usually do. But I think it's important to get this information out sooner than later because, you know, it could very well happen in the next 2 days. And as I was saying earlier with the 3 and the 1 here, it could be a 13, you know, for late Palm Sunday going into the 14th, and or it can be a 31, which is the Julian date for the same day. So it's twofold on that. And here I just wanted to show you Russian atomic sharks. So the Akula class submarine. So all the sharks that I showed you in IPEC Goat, it's all relating to these things. Let me just double check if there's anything else I got for you, and then that's about it. Yeah. So as I was telling you about March 17 being Green Day, well, this is Green Day's album Dookie, and our Green Day is going to be the 14th, Monday. So we may well be in World War III this coming Monday, and hopefully we're not going to be here for any of it. So, guys, that's all I really have. I do have this for you too. I didn't want this video to get too long, and this is a tough video to find, but I'm not sure if you've ever seen this. Let's watch this really fast. It's a minute. It's 101. Pretty interesting. This is all about false flag disasters that have taken place, and then it's a warning to New York City. And up here, there's plenty of numbers to decode, but there is, I'll show you in a minute. Won't get there is a 115, and that's definitely related to Palm Sunday going into Monday. Lincoln shot over there. You have 911 in here somewhere. You have Oklahoma City. There's 9/11. This guy started the Freemasons. Run away. Sector, New York, water. And then there's some hidden coded message there too, so here's what I wanted to show you.
Okay. Trump is having a one-on-one, face-to-face meeting with Iran.
I'm sorry, guys. That was an accident. This is what I wanted to show you. But here on the top, you got 115. And this is something we looked at, you know, in 2023. And many of us were looking at it way before that. So that's my video. That's all I've got. Sorry about the, you know, the speed bumps. Like I said, it's not my forte. You know, I just wanted to get you guys up to speed with some stuff that I've seen. And here's another quick, like, mockery in IPEC Goat where these two characters on the world stage are, you know, just actors. So love you guys. I hope it's go time. I'm praying for everybody. Pray for me.